I cannot go on airport travelators. The one and only time I did, I got so freaked out by how superhumanly fast I was walking, I had to be taken to the sick bay to calm down.
Lee, what do you think?
Right, I mean, just how fast would you say you were going?
Superhuman was the word I used.
OK, how fast would you define superhuman? Because I've got my own definition.
Have you? Well, what's yours?
I asked you first.
Let's just say it went very fast, I didn't like it.
So you're saying that you were on it, you had to be escorted off, taken to the sick bay?
I wasn't escorted off, I got off the end and then I sought assistance.
You felt nauseous, did you fall
That's
off?
right, I felt nauseous.
What's the difference between nauseous and nauseous? David, what's the difference between
Excuse me, you could have asked me. Excuse me!
I'm
a human being!
I'm imagining you'll refer me to David. David, what's the difference between nausea... Is it simply pronunciation?
I think it's simply pronunciation, Rhod.
Oh,
yes.
OK. Thank you, David. As you were.
Shall I tell you another thing I don't like? It freaks me out when escalators don't work. You know, when you go up an escalator and you get up and you're exhausted and your legs are burning and you walk, they don't work, it's more tiring than the stairs, yet when you get to the top, you still fly off the end like that. That freaks me out. I don't like that feeling of lack of control. The escalator doesn't work, and yet you still fly off the top. Why is that?
I don't think you do fly off the top. I think that's
No, you
just-
do fly off the
it's
top,
your
Dave.
brain telling you a
No,
lie.
my brain doesn't tell me anything. Honestly, it does happen.
Rod's brain does not tell him anything.
No.
Is that official, yeah?
What do you mean? It's not my brain telling
So
me I'm
you're
flying
saying that
off the
we're
end.
on at the top of a stationary escalator, you in
Yes.
some way are thrown
Yes.
off the end of it
Yes.
as if it were...
As I described.
That's nothing to do with the electrical motor in the escalator that isn't turned on.
I'm not saying it is.
That's because you're using a certain amount of extra energy in order to go up some stairs,
Yes.
and then suddenly it seems
That.
easy to go on the... Well, you'll find that at the top of a normal flight of stairs.
No, you won't.
Yes, you will.
Nobody flies off the top of
you'll
a
have-
normal stairs. Hang on a minute, let's have a go, shall we? Let's give it a little go. Oh, you're right, David. Oh, you're quite right. What are you on about?
What I'm going to tell you now, Rhod, you may not be ready to hear. But the feeling of getting to the top of a normal flight of stairs
Is not the same.
and the feeling of getting to the top of an
Rubbish.
escalator that
Rubbish.
is not turned on
Rubbish.
is
Rubbish.
the same.
It's not.
It is the same.
It's not.
It is the
It's
same.
not.
This is madness.
It's not. What you're saying? You started off saying it's
I'm not going to discuss it anymore. I've told you the information. At some point, you will accept it.
Yes.
Rod, you're on this travelator, OK?
I was, yeah.
And you didn't like the fact that you were going so fast. Is
No,
would that be a fair assessment?
Well, that's exactly what I said, so yes.
Yes. Why didn't you stop walking so you weren't going as fast?
I just don't like the way they kind of bump.
Tell you what,
They kind of shift along. I just don't like that.
Oh, it's the
feeling.
up and down motion.
Well, there's a
Why
little
didn't you-
cushion padding in it, yes.
You could have walked backwards and then you'd been standing still.
Yes, I know, but I had
If you judge the speed right.
All right, but I had a plane to catch, David.
So what do you think, Lee?
Tess, what do you think?
Well, I'm trying to read his body language, because I'm a woman and we do intuition very well. He's very laid back, he seems very committed.
Very
he
committed,
might
very
be telling the
confident,
truth.
very laid back.
Yes.
What about you,
I
Des?
just think he's telling the truth.
I think he is.
Thank you, Des.
I think he might be telling the truth.
You're saying true?
Am I?
True.
True. True. Rhod, truth or lie?
It is a lie.